Yes, friends, in this class we will discuss about the energies of orbitals. So, what are the different kinds of energies? So, the energy of electron in multi-electron atom, that means the atoms which are having more than one electron. So, depends on two principal quantum numbers. One is a principal quantum number, that is n, and azimuthal quantum number, that is l. So, in multi-electron atoms, besides the presence of attraction between electron and the nucleus, so there are repulsive forces that are acting between electron and the other electrons which are present in the atom. That means it is consisting of both attractive forces as well as repulsive forces. So these are the energy order of various orders which are following the n plus l rule, that is principal quantum number plus azimuthal quantum number. So this is the order for the various sublevels. So the orbitals which are having same energy or similar energy are known as the degenerate orbitals. So those orbitals which are having same energy are known as the degenerate orbitals. So what is the difference between orbit and orbital? So if you see the differences between orbit and orbital, so an orbit is well-defined circular path in which the electron revolves around the nucleus, whereas orbital is the region of space around the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is maximum. So an orbit always represents the movement of electron in one plane, whereas an orbital represents the movement of electron in three dimensional. So not in one dimensional one plane. So it represents the three dimensional space. So those are the differences between orbit and orbital. So next, an orbit means the position as well as the velocity of electron can be known. So in the case of orbit, the position as well as the velocity of electron can be known with certainty. It is not possible to find the velocity as well as the position of electron with certainty. So orbits are either circular or elliptical shape. The orbitals are having different shapes. So as we know that s orbital is spherical, p orbital is a dumbbell, and so on. So orbits do not have characteristics properties. So that means they do not have directional characteristics. That means they do not have directional properties. Except s orbitals, all the orbitals are having directional characteristics. An orbit can have a maximum number of electrons, that is given by the formula 2n square, whereas an orbital can accommodate maximum of only 2 electrons. So how to fill the orbitals with electrons in an atom? So this is followed by a principle known as Aufbau principle. So the filling of electrons in various orbitals of different atoms takes place according to Aufbau principle. So Aufbau principle, the filling of electrons is also depending on Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So if you see the first principle, that is Aufbau principle, in the ground state of atoms, the orbitals are filled in the order of increasing energy. That means the orbital which is having the lower energy will be filled first, and after filling the lower energy orbital only, it moves into the higher energy orbital. So electron enters into the 2s orbital only after the filling of 1s orbital. So this is the order through which the electrons are being filled. So 1s will be filled, next to 2s, next to 2p, 3s, and so on. So this is the diagram through which the electrons orbitals are filled. So this is the order of increasing energy of sublevels or orbitals. So next, n plus l. If n plus l rule is different for different orbitals, electrons enters into the orbital or sublevel with lower n plus l value. That means the orbital which is having lower n plus l value will be filled first, then the electron enters into the orbital which is having higher n plus l value. So see here, among 1s and 2s, the electron enters into the 1s orbital as n plus L value of 1s is less than 2s. So for 1s, the n plus L value is 1, whereas for 2s, the n plus L value is 2. So initially, the electron enters into 1s orbital. So this is the case. But in the second case, if the n plus L value is same for two orbitals, then what happens? Then the electron enters first into the orbital with having lower n value. So this we have to see if both the orbitals are having same n plus L value. Suppose see here we are comparing 2p and 3s electron. So for 2p, the n plus L value is 3. For 3s also, the n plus L value is 3. So, but then we have to go for the least n value. So what is the least n value? 2p orbital is having the n value of 2, whereas 3s orbital is having the n value of 3. So that's why the electron enters into 2p orbital. So that is a case of Abba principle. So this is as n plus L value rule, the order of filling follows this. 1s n plus L value 1, 2s n plus L value is 1, so and so on. So this is the order of filling the orbitals. So this is the diagram which explains about the relative energies of orbitals variation with atomic number. So this is the plotted graph between energy levels and atomic numbers. So how the energy levels are organized. So the increasing order of energy of orbitals. So it is useful in writing the electronic configuration of various elements. So up to atomic number 20, 4s is having the lower energy than 3d. At z is equal to 57 atomic number, 5p orbital is having lower energy than 4f. At z is equal to 90, 4f is having lower energy than 5s. So that is about Abba principle, the how the electrons are being filled in the various orbitals in the order of their energy. Next, we will discuss about Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So what does the Hund's rule states? The filling of electrons in the orbitals of the same sublevel or degenerate orbital. So pairing of electrons takes place only when all the degenerate orbitals are half filled first. Half filled first. So when the degenerate orbitals which are having the similar energy are half filled only, the pairing of electrons takes place. So see here, we are considering Z is equal to 10 for neon, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p6. So see here, the second electron half filled with the third electron, only the electron will be filled. So pairing starts. So when the p orbitals which are half filled, then only the pairing starts. So the pairing will be completed. So pairing of electrons takes place only when all the degenerate orbitals are half filled first. Next, we'll discuss about the symmetrical distribution of electrons. So we know that the symmetry always leads to the stability of the matter. So the completely filled or half-filled orbitals have symmetrical distribution of electrons and they are more stable than incompletely filled orbitals, so which are not symmetric. So the electrons in the same subshell are having the same energy. So they have equal energy, but the different spatial arrangement will be done. So their shielding effect of one another is relatively small and the electrons are more strongly attracted towards the nucleus. So that is about the symmetrical distribution. So that means the orbitals which are having a symmetrical arrangement, so they are more stable. That means the completely filled orbitals as well as half filled orbitals are more stable than incompletely filled orbitals. So we are considering the atomic number of zinc, whose atomic number is 30. So this is the electronic configuration. So filling in the d sublevel also follows the Hund's rule of multiplicity. So first it is half filled, but we know the d is having 5 orbitals. So initially the 5 d orbitals should be half filled with the electron and then only the pairing. So coming to the 10th electron, the d orbitals are completely filled. So that is the so next we'll discuss about the exchange of energy. The exchange energy for half filled and fully filled configurations are responsible for the stability. So this exchange energy is arised due to the number of pairs of parallel spins. More the number of parallel spins, the higher is the stability. So that is about the exchange of energy. So see here, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So the first electron pairs up with the remaining 4 electrons to give 4 pairs with the parallel spins. So as the number of parallel spins increases, the stability also increases. So from this figure, we can see that there are 5 unpaired electrons in the d sublevel. So each electron pairs up with the electrons in the orbital to give the specific number of parallel spins. So the higher the exchange energy, higher is the stability. The higher the number of paired spins, the higher is the stability. So why the half-filled orbitals and completely filled orbitals are more stable? Because there are 3 reasons: the relatively small shielding effect and smaller Coulombic repulsion and larger exchange energy. So the greater the exchange energy, the greater is the stability and shielding effect. Since if the shielding effect is low, the electrons are very close, so that leads to the stability. That leads to the stability. Next one is Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle. So what is the Pauli's exclusion principle? So the number of electrons that are being filled in various orbitals is restricted by the exclusion principle. What does this Pauli's exclusion principle states that no 2 electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. That means if the atoms, if the electrons in an atom can have n, l, m, that is principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number the same, definitely the spin quantum number will be varying, because the only 2 electrons may exist in the orbital and those 2 electrons are having different spins. That means they are having opposite spins. One electron will be having plus half and the other electron will be having minus half. So definitely the spin quantum number will be varying. Either s orbital or p orbital or d orbital or f, whatever orbital can accommodate only maximum of 2 electrons. So this is the sublevel and how many electrons. So s orbital, since it is having only 1, the number of electrons will be 2. P is having 3, px, py, pz. So 3 into 2, 6 electrons. So d 10, f 14 and so on. So the maximum number of electrons in a shell with the principal quantum number is given by 2n square. So see here, n is equal to 1 means k shell, n is equal to 2 means l shell and so on. So it is given by the formula 2n square. So this is a differential k, l, m, n. So 1s. So 1s orbital coming to L, it is having 2. So S and P. So 2s and 2p. 2s and 2p. M is consisting of 3. That is 3s, 3p, 3d. So N means 4. 2, 6, 10 and 14 and so on. So hydrogen, if we consider hydrogen's atomic number and quantum number, so hydrogen atomic number is 1 and its electronic configuration is 1s1. If you see the quantum numbers, since there is only 1 electron, n is equal to 1. So since s orbital L is equal to 0, since L is equal to 0, m is also equal to 0. So definitely 1 electron. So first electron will be having always plus half clockwise direction. So if for helium atomic number is 2. So first electron, n is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, m is equal to 0, s is equal to plus half. Second electron, which is opposite, same, n is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, m is equal to 0, s is equal to minus half. So with this, I will conclude the class. We'll meet in the next class.